I'll bet nobody saw this coming. Davis retains the championship because of referee Steve Willis. Nobody could have seen that coming.
Can't speak on that?
Can't speak on it.
He did some shit though?
I can't speak on it.
No personal opinion, nothing?
Can't. Especially you.
That show you right there. He got power.
Cash cow.
That's what I'm saying. He put it in the seats, man.
And I'll tell you what, Steve Willis also knew there was a count because he started counting and then stopped.
A leaked audio recording supposedly shows that Gervonta tanked Davis and referee Steve Willis planned to fix the result of Davis's fight against Lamont Roach Jr. This has angered fans and analysts, who are now demanding an investigation. Veteran referee Jack Rice shared his thoughts, saying boxing rules allow referees a lot of control. He pointed out that referees have the final say on knockdowns and stoppages. His comments have added to the debate over the leaked audio scandal involving Davis and Roach.
Against Formoso Hernandez, when he lands the punch and turns his back and takes a knee, he gets counted. You think of Miguel Cotto against Antonio Margarito, where it was under duress and he just took that knee. And of course, my compadre right here, Chris Algieri against Ruslan Provodnikov as well. It wasn't a particular shot. You feel something, you feel discomfort, you take a knee. All those times, there's a count, dude. And I'll tell you what, Steve Willis also knew there was a count because he started counting and then stopped.
Yeah, we'll get to it. There's more than one pillar of this defense for Lamont Roach Jr., but the first one's a knockdown, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, we have a ton of experts on the panel today. I'm going to speak from a fighter standpoint, just like you did, Champ. And you can argue whether that right hand landed clean or if it landed hard or how hard those jabs were. It doesn't matter. Champ, when you mentioned when I took that knee against Ruslan Provodnikov, I actually didn't get hit. I was still recovering from the last knockdown when my orbital was damaged. My eye was damaged. My vision was impaired. I gave ground so I would keep my opponent off me, and I still couldn't see. So I took a knee, understanding very well that as soon as I took that kney, I was going to get a count. Yeah. And I had 8 to 9 seconds to get up, and I had more time to get my vision back, which it did, thank God.
And Mayweather didn't get hit either. He threw the punch.
Yeah, he actually landed left on Hermoso, Hernandez.
So, this is standard procedure here, guys.
Yeah, and we got to see, the question I have to ask, I got to start with Jack Reese. Is there something we are, as fans, aren't seeing about this knockdown that changes it? Because me, as a fan, I saw a knockdown in round number 9. What's your thought?
The main issue in the controversy is the 9th round when Davis took a knee. Many believe this should have been counted as a knockdown, which could have changed the judges' scores. Not recognizing the knee as a knockdown has sparked a big debate about whether the fight was fair.
Gervonta Tank Davis, GTD, and I don't mean got the draws, went up against Lamont Roach. Let me tell you something. Tank got spanked. Roach should have won. And Tank even dropped to his knee. It should have been called a knockdown. But they let it slide. They said, you know what? He said he had grease in his eye from his braids. But it still should have been counted as a knockdown. Because since it was a unanimous draw, that knockdown would have gave Roach the win.
Veteran trainer Boozy Ennis gave his opinion, saying the fight was close, but he thought Roach had a slight edge. With over 40 years in boxing, he said he had never seen a fighter take a knee without it being counted as a knockdown. He also noted Davis's powerful punches and said situations like this should be reviewed carefully.
He beat him 2 times in the amateur, but this time, Lamont was ready, man. He was ready, he was in shape. He took tank punches, you know what I mean? And they was going back and forth, you know what I mean? And I thought it was a real close fight, but I thought Lamont edged it.
Were you surprised that Lamont backed Tank up and was winning in exchanges? Because Tank is looked at as probably the biggest puncher in boxing.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised because, like I said, when he came out the first time, he came out using his jab and like he was backing him up. But Tank fight that way a lot anyway. He fight like that anyway. He'll move around. You can back him up all you want. And Tank set them traps, man. He set them traps. So, the traps that he was trying to set, Wichita was prepared for the trap. You know what I mean? He was prepared for the trap because he would counter and Lamont would counter right back. You know what I mean? So it was a great fight, man. Can't take nothing away from neither one of them.
Now, as far as the knee goes, you've been in boxing for over 40 years.
Over 40.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anything like that? A guy takes a knee?
No. Now that's something I didn't expect him to do. You know what I mean? You know, he took the knee. You know what I mean? And then ran to the corner and got his eyes wiped out. They never allowed that. They would have started counting. You know what I mean? I see that he started counting, then he stopped. You know what I mean? But you got to understand, you know, Tank got a lot of power. That show you right there, he got power.
Cash cow.
That's what I'm saying. He put asses in the seats, man.
Somebody said him getting his face wiped off, him sticking his head through ropes and getting his face wiped off was supposed to be a disqualification. Is that a rule?
That's what they say. That's what they say. That's what I heard.
Former unified lightweight champion George Kambosos Jr. shared his concerns about the incident. He stressed that in boxing, a fighter taking a knee should always be counted as a knockdown. Kambosos also pointed out how much effort Roach put into his training and said situations like this hurt the sport's integrity and the hard work of the fighters.
Obviously, Lamont started giving him some work, and he looked good, man. I got to give respect to Lamont Roach. He proved a lot of guys wrong. I think he shocked Tank a lot with what he was able to bring. And again, we saw the controversy with the knee. To me, that's a knockdown. You can't just take a knee and decide to, go to your corner and get your face wiped. So, if that's a 10-8 round, Lamont wins the fight. So it's unfortunate, but that's the fight game. Hopefully they'll do it again and he gets paid. What he's worth.
Have you ever seen anything like that in boxing before? A guy sort of just voluntarily.
We've seen Floyd take a knee and be put on the count. We've seen Miguel Cotto, take a knee, obviously into his corner, be put on the count. If we're allowed to start taking knees and run to our corners, well, I'm gonna start doing it too. If I as soon as I feel something, everyone will start to do it. But it's just not right. You're a warrior. Doesn't matter if there's grease in your eye, a bit of gel in your eye, or whatever excuse you want to use. I've been through wars where there's blood pouring in my eyes. In the Lomachenko fight, blood was pouring. I'm wiping it away. We've seen it with other fighters. So we don't get opportunities just to take a knee, go to our corner, wipe us up, and might as well have a coffee and have a laugh and then get back to action. It doesn't work that way.
Saw a bit of back and forth between you and Hitchens on Twitter, you and Gervonta as well. Where does that sort of animosity come from?
They just love mentioning Kambosos. They love the name, and like I said, when we're getting called out and spoken about by the world level guys, the champions, they're all champions, world champions. It shows how big our name is, and like it or not, we still have one of the biggest names in this game. Love me or hate me, you have to respect what I've been able to do, the guys I've been able to fight, and still, headlining big shows and still in line for more title fights and opportunities to become 2 division champions. So
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia shared his thoughts, saying referees should stop the fight if a fighter takes a knee without a valid reason, like a low blow. He explained that boxing rules don't allow fighters to take timeouts during a round. Garcia was surprised by Willis's decision, noting that Willis is usually seen as a good referee and shouldn't have made this mistake.
And should it have been a disqualification?
Look, it could have easily been a disqualification too, or a referee stops contest, because look, there's no way a fighter could take a timeout and go get his, during the round. There's no way a fighter could say, okay, timeout, because he took a knee like a timeout kind of thing, and walk to his corner to wipe his face. That's fucking unheard of and never seen before. There's no way that's legal in boxing. It shouldn't have. When a fighter, we just seen it recently with Espinosa and Rubesis. Rubesis got hit with the right hand, and then he walks back and walks away, and the ref right away wiped it up.
That happened with Lara versus Angulo.
Exactly. It's over. It's over. So Tank doing that, took a knee. It should have right away. The ref should have started, counting as a knockdown. But he still walks away to his corner. I'm actually, surprised that the ref didn't call it a knockdown, because he's a really good ref.
Willis is a really good ref.
Willis is a great ref, one of the best in boxing right now, and that was a big mistake. He should have counted as a knockdown. Like I told you, I wouldn't have been surprised if when he walked away, if he would have just waved it up, because that's walking away from the fight. because of the odds. Okay, well, during the break, tell the corners to wipe it out. You can't do that when the fight's going on. There's no way, nothing. You can't do that when the fight's going on. You can't time out, take a knee, and walk away. There's just no way. But it is boxing, and a lot of things happen in boxing.
Zishanu. This controversy has sparked heated debates among fans, trainers, and analysts, raising serious questions about the fight's fairness. As calls for an investigation grow, the boxing world awaits further clarification on the situation. What do you think? Was the fight handled fairly, or was there foul play involved? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing updates and breakdowns. Bell Boxing Glove.